Welcome to Absolute Counter, episode 19.
Game over, yeah!
Hey guys, Magus here.
And this is Darkscream. And today we have another special guest. He is a co-host of mine from YEAAAAAAAH WeebnGaming. Say hello to Jason Sir Squiggleton.
Hey there.
What's
this
up,
is
buddy?
Earlier than I'm used to, but I'll make it work.
Yeah,
I
and
usually do.
Recently.
and I'm mostly sober, so.
Oh,
This is very different for us.
You're mostly well. I work with them in both capacities, so I'm used to both.
Okay.
Well, you know what I mean. I work with you drunk and, but you're a very very positive drunk though.
Yeah, well,
Which is good.
Mostly I am. Okay, I decided not to ask questions in our Discord chat because I didn't think we would have enough time since there's three of us. But there are some quick talking points I want to, before I talk about what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks in terms of gaming before we move on to our subject. I just want to talk on at least 2 points. The first point is a bit of sad news. Non-gaming related, but I still want to talk about it. As I've established in the past, I am a huge fan of the dramedy sitcom Scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
Great show. I was talking about it yesterday, actually.
Yeah, and I still watch that show reruns on Hulu whenever I can, but I have some bad news that earlier this week or last week, depending on when I upload it, one of the actors passed away. I believe it was like from a malignant brain tumor that he was diagnosed with a year prior. But the actor was Sam Lloyd. He played Ted Buckland in the show, who was this like sad sack lawyer, and he was like a whipping boy to the chief of medicine, Bob Kelso. He was a really funny character just because he was sad and depressed all the time. Which makes this extra hurt because of course it had to be the sad boy who had to die first out of all of them. And he's also a pretty talented singer. He's part of a cappella group called the Blanks, who also appear in the show, but
I forgot about
they're known as the Worthless Peons. But I actually really like their cover of Outkast's Hey Ya that was played in the season finale, and by season finale I mean season 8. We don't talk about season 9.
The series finale, yes.
Yeah. I actually really like that song a lot, but it really did depress me that he had to go.
What's
like
wrong
that.
with season 9? I don't know. I don't. It's not my. I never watched Scrubs, so what's wrong with season 9?
Okay. The gist is season 8 actually felt like a solid conclusion. It
was supposed to.
It wrapped up everything. It gave everyone even gave Ted a love interest in that arc. Even he found happiness.
Garfunkel from Garfunkel and Oates, I believe.
Yeah, Ted and Gooch.
Yeah.
Even the janitor got married, and they finally solidified everything. And the ending was really, really good. Everything about it, like JD finally getting the respect he deserved from his mentor. Him walking down the hallways, seeing like visions of everyone who's met him in the past, and then that it was all beautiful.
Excluding Masioka, because at this time, this is actually kind of goes into why I got another season. He was technically not allowed to show up on other networks except for, I think it was like NBC or something, where Heroes was running.
Wait, but season 8 moved to ABC at the time.
Yeah, that's what it was.
All right.
So season 8 moved to ABC, and then they go, oh, well, we don't want to just run one season on the channel. We're giving you another season.
All right, see, the other season was supposed to be a spin-off, and it was supposed to be called Scrubs Med or Scrubs MD or something like that. But
Scrubs Med.
But I guess the networks fought against it, but yeah, it just
called it season 9.
It went in a different direction, which I was all for, but like the new characters that were introduced, they weren't all that likable. The only mainstays were Dr. Cox and Dr. Turk, which I was cool with. But like I said, the new characters, maybe with the exception of Drew, were all pretty bland, boring, uninteresting characters.
The biggest issue with it is that you had an established show like that, and then it's like, okay, you know how like sitcoms are kind of bad during season 1, or like most shows are bad during season 1. It takes a while for it to get its footing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what Scrubs was doing, it was making a whole new series, but it was calling it a season 9. So it's just basically back to square one awkwardness where where the writers didn't know how to write these new characters quite yet.
Fuck, they should have just made a new spin-off.
Yes, that's what they were supposed to.
That was what they're supposed to, but it kind of fell flat.
Yeah. But overall, Scrubs 1 through 8, fantastic television that I definitely recommend.
All right. Now the other set of news, because I know I talked with Squigs a little bit about this, but I don't know if you've been keeping up with the gaming news lately, Magus.
Oh, is it what I think it is? The leak?
Oh yes. So I assume you're aware of it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me open this one up. I have mentioned that I think The Last of Us is an overrated game. You know this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
think
think
it's a podcast, so I know.
Oh, okay. So you do know this. Okay. So it's very overrated. It's not one of the best games of all time by no means. Does it have a decent storyline? Yeah. Is it playable? Yeah, but it's nothing special.
I think the punch lasers are cool, like the fist fight system.
Yeah, they have some cool ideas, but it's just not, I don't know, it's not the end all or be all. Like, I think Darkscream, and you can agree, we played games with far better narratives, right?
Right.
Yeah, far better narratives. So I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this second one I wasn't excited for, but reading the leaks, because I read the leaks, I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, I did too.
I did too, because I also didn't give a fuck. But anyways, you were saying, Magus?
I was saying, wow, what a kick in the balls to fans of that franchise. Wow.
No.
What the fuck are they thinking?
I know. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to spoil it just in case people are interested. Still, they probably been dodging spoilers.
I don't think let's do a spoiler marker. Let's do a spoiler marker here.
All right, I'll probably narrate something in post, but just in case I don't, I will put a timestamp somewhere on the video, or I will probably just say it in a post recording or something. But here's the thing: if you are interested in Last of Us 2, skip to wherever I say. Now, for the other thing, if you are still interested in The Last of Us 2, but you have an issue with the state of Western gaming and how it's playing out, i.e. forcing particular politics that you do not want to see into your game, you probably want to listen to this. You probably need to save some money. So,
I think even removed from all that, it's just bad writing.
Well, that too. It's just
yeah.
The theme is something that was never prevalent in The Last of Us 1, because Last of Us 1, even though it had issues, was a much smarter story than this is telling.
Well, this one they're trying to tell a smart story. I'm a creative writing major, so I can tell you without fucking shadow of a doubt that they're trying to be smart, but they're not being clever at all.
Yes.
They're being insulting. So, are we in spoiler territory yet?
Go ahead, let's do it.
Okay, so you play as one half as the main as Ellie, the main character, and then you play as a character that kills another character that's beloved, Joel.
The main character of the first game.
Yeah, the main character of the first game, and then you play as this one. Why do you think that's smart writing?
Why would I want to play as the antagonist who killed a protagonist? That's pretty fucked up. That could
work, but the problem is that, again, people do like Joel a lot, and it's the idea of taking these characters they try to get you to sympathize with, even though they're making bad decisions, and treating them like villains is a problem.
You know, some people were comparing this to Metal Gear Solid 2 because it also had a bait-and-switch protagonist thing, but I am going to disagree there because, A, Ryan didn't fucking kill Snake at all.
Yeah. Nope.
And B, Raiden was, you know, he wasn't Snake and people wanted more Snake, but Raiden was an alright character in his own regard. And he eventually did get better in later games.
Yes.
I mean,
in hindsight, his character arc was fine. Yeah, his character arc made more, like, let's go back to 2001. If you solely played that game, maybe you would think he's whiny, but looking at it overall, his character arc makes sense.
Oh, and the themes aged for the work. Well, they've aged better, but not in a good way, considering what today's like.
Yeah, very similar to Death Stranding.
Yeah, base.
Oh, you mean
This is stupid.
You mean Edgy
no,
Paperboy?
The world we live in.
You mean Edgy Paperboy?
Nah, edgy mailman, but let's be honest, man. We might be entering Death Stranding territory now.
Oh shit!
But yeah, that was dumb. And I even saw, and before people say, "Oh, these are just texts or spoilers," no, there's been cutscenes. There's been cutscenes leaked. They're completely finished and everything.
So the problem that I have with it that you're probably going to get to is a lot of the leaked cutscenes feel like fetishistic.
Oh, there's a lot of torture scenes, right? Isn't there?
Yeah. That's my biggest issue, is that, like, they're trying to be shocking, but it comes off like somebody's getting off to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue with what I've seen.
Yeah, especially that part where the other protagonist, I think her name is Abby or whatever, starts like punching the shit out of a woman who we learn like 2 seconds later that she was pregnant.
Yeah, and
so that makes it even twice as fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a pregnant woman get stabbed in the abdomen in Game of Thrones. Just saying.
It kind of reminds me of the Tomb Raider thing where.
Oh yeah.
Too long during game overs.
Hey, that would be a great segue to get into if we, if I was ready to segue.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
But I do want to talk about my what I've been doing gaming wise now. Unless anyone has.
I got one last thing. I got one last thing to say to this. This is problematic. This is why I think this generation and next gen. This is why Japanese gaming made its comeback. This is exactly why Japanese gaming made its comeback. Wouldn't you agree, Darkscream?
Pretty much. That's probably why Sony Interactive wants to kill most Japanese games now. Not all, but most. I think they're succeeding in murdering Senran Kagura because I haven't heard any developments of their latest game, Senran Kagura 7, or as I like to call it, 7 even, because they spelled 7 with a fucking number 7 at the beginning. So I'm calling it 7 even.
Oh, it's like Drive 3R.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we have fucking Nintendo. They're putting fucking hate.
That is true.
They're putting hatred. They're putting fucking hatred on the Switch.
That blows my mind.
I know.
But like, which blows my mind as to why they haven't announced moving to the Switch for some reason or whatnot. They should. I mean, their games aren't that fucking asset heavy use or whatever. I mean, there is a Senran Kagura game on the Switch, so it looks about the same as every other game since the PS Vita onwards. But yeah, I know. But yeah, like, just go straight to Nintendo if that's the case. Now, in the case of gaming, I did cave in and picked up Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have progressed about halfway into the game. I won't talk anymore about that because the next episode I'm going to do a spoiler cast with it.
Yep.
I picked up Guacamelee 1 and 2 for like a total of $5 because even though I have the first one on PS4, I think because I spend more time on the Switch, I might actually be motivated to actually finish those games if I just put it on a platform I put time in more. But the last thing I want to talk about, which I picked up for $3 because this game goes constantly on sale, is a very important piece of gaming history.
What's that?
I decided to pick up Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition for the Switch.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Just because I am a bit of a gaming historian, I like to look up the history of gaming and its influences and history and all that. And Night Trap was one of the more controversial titles that came out, despite the fact that the developers did everything in its power to make it not as controversial. Unjustifiably. Like, I don't know, if I was that developer, man, I would be like thinking to myself, am I on grounds of suing for damages? Because these assholes literally lied about the game.
Rape scenes that weren't in the game. with
No.
a game that has no rape scenes.
No, it was a weird, cheesy '80s video game, which
Yep.
it was trying to take advantage of like FMV technology at the time,
Yeah.
which as a game, I actually did have a lot of fun playing it. Like I said, for $5, you can't go wrong. Plus, there's a lot of fucking content there. There's about as much content as like a classic thing you would buy on DVD back when they used to jam pack hours of bonus features.
I miss
Oh
bonus
yeah.
features.
But this one bonus feature they actually have is a prototype version of the game called Scene of the Crime that's completely playable.
Really?
Yeah, you have to 100% a playthrough of Night Trap, which means you have to capture all those weird, freaky augurs while playing through the game. Thankfully, the game is very linear, so you could just look up a guy and they'll tell you where the timestamps are and where to find them. And the game actually has like a really cool quality of life features in the updated version where you can actually see all the cameras on the bottom left screen, so all the FMV footage is playing. So you can literally just look down and go, oh, there's an auger right there. Boop. Trap.
That's a really nice touch, actually.
Yeah, it is. And you can also unlock extra content. Like if you want to see how the story plays out, you can unlock the footage. You can just watch them on your own leisurely time. But Scene of the Crime is basically this prototype game where you have to like. There's this rich guy who hid some diamonds or whatever in a safe, and everyone in the house is actually determined to steal it. And then you have to like watch the cameras and find out who through the footage and find out who stole it and then pick who it was. And it's like a short 5-minute game or whatever. But that was the prototype. And the FMV quality, FMV, might as well say, the quality of the Scene of the Crime footage, I'm actually surprised how much it holds up. I mean, it looks like a VHS, but
That kind of fits the theme, though.
yeah, it
Yep.
does. But I was actually like legit surprised on how well done how well done the remaster was. I mean, because according to the behind the scenes footage, which I want to say My Life in Gaming has a documentary on. I don't know if it's in the documentary of the game itself per se, but one of the people who were working on the 25th anniversary edition said that the source code was lost, even though the original VHS masters were still held by the lead developer. So they had to put everything together from scratch, and he was able to like discover some extra footage that he was able to like slap back into the game. Like apparently there was a scene where one of the characters could get captured by the augurs. It was like a 12-year-old kid. Originally that was cut out probably because of again, they were playing it safe at the time.
Yeah.
And this game ain't that violent or gory at all, but whatever.
No.
And
Wrestling with Gaming, just a real quick, also has a documentary. Wrestling with Gaming is a great channel. I don't know if you guys seen it.
No, I haven't. I should look into that.
It's like Gaming Historian, but it differs in its own way. The dude actually gets people to interview. I like Gaming Historian, but the dude actually gets people involved that were involved in these projects and interviews them. He has a 26-minute documentary on Digital Pictures, which is the company that produced Night Trap, Sewer Shark, and all those.
nice.
Cool.
And also, just real quick, his latest videos on Nick Arcade.
Oh, that sounds
Oh, dude, I used to watch the shit out of that when I was a kid.
Nick Arcade, that stupid green screen.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, and the last thing I want to talk about is I did pick up Sakura Wars for the PS4. I have yet to play it, but I plan on streaming it this evening for Weebin Gaming.
Nice.
Cool.
And I did watch a documentary series of Sakura Wars. I think the channel was called Chronicle. It was an hour retrospect. It was like an hour-long franchise retrospective. I posted it in the gaming section of the Magus Discord channel for you guys to see. So I can at least catch up and see what the franchise's idea was like. So I have some idea when getting into the game, but hopefully the game's enjoyable. There's one person I'm following on Twitter has been posting screen caps and shit with positive reviews and raves. So who knows? Jason, anything anything you've done in the past couple of weeks in terms of
Not
gaming?
really. I've been watching. I just started binging the Chris Chan documentary.
Oh my god, I've been watching that.
I'm like halfway through right now, and we're currently at my favorite Chris saga, which, in my opinion, is the point where it stopped being funny and started becoming sad, but this was kind of the peak of when it was funny. I didn't realize how brutal the end of the Julie arc was. I knew that Julie, like, I knew how it ended. I didn't realize how bad it was. But I'm currently at the part with Liquid Chris, which is my favorite part.
Oh, you know what? I'm on the latest episode where...
Is that before or after he attacked a Sonic cardboard at a game?
Oh, way before.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, I'll go
you're
ahead.
caught up then.
Yeah, I'm caught up. The newest episode actually it actually covers what is called the really dark ages, the beginning of it, which is the death of
Bob.
Yeah, the death of Bob. Yeah, that's the newest episode, and then they and then it also covers the starting of the end of the beginning of the end of the gameplay saga too.
Okay. Yeah, the game. Okay. Yeah, but Lily, the thing is that I've generally been like really, I've always been like pretty aware of Chris Chan, but like this is the first time I ever sat down to watch the documentary, and it's one of those things where like, oh, I didn't realize how deep this particular rabbit hole went.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I watched it last year.
I had friends who were just fascinated by this guy. It was like their personal DSP at the time.
Yeah. In fact, I've known about the existence of Chris Chan since I was 11 years old, and I randomly saw one of his letters in Nintendo Power, and even at that age, I'm like, this person seems a bit off.
I heard about him when I started YouTube.
Yeah.
Same here.
And I wasn't interested until last year, and I watched. Someone's like, you should just watch these Geno Samuel 21s or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's a good narrator. He's very unbiased.
He is. I really like the way he talks.
And he's very. And the thing is that if you look at the whole Chris Chan story, everybody's at fault. Like, I know so many people just blame Chris Chan, and I'm not.
I feel that Chris is actually a very sympathetic figure to a certain extent.
To a certain degree, but he gets worse. Holy fuck, does he get worse? And you know what? He kind of lost the sympathy for me already, but here's the deal. It's everybody's fault. It's not just Chris Chan's. It's his parents suck.
I don't know, man. You might be giving him a little bit of the simpy, but he's not going to get any of the simpy from me.
No simpy from me!
Well, you know what, Darkscream? I at first he seems like he gets it, but you know what? He loses it. If that makes sense.
I just wanted to make a Scott Steiner reference.
Oh, no. There's never a bad time to make a Scott Steiner reference. The most interesting thing, I think, is that when reading early Sonichu comics, he's actually kind of self-aware at moments.
Wait till you get Sonichu episode 10.
Yeah, that's where it breaks down. But I just remember that, like, a few times, like, he would make a joke. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. He's, like, kind of getting it sometimes. But then he'll do something, ridiculous. The one that I've always heard the phrase, the rollin' and trollin' video, and I didn't really know the context of it until I watched the documentary a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, like, he understands kind of how normal people act and look, but he just refuses to.
All right.
Okay, so it's my turn to go what I've been up to.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's going too far.
It's fine.
Well, I've also been watching Chris Chan documentary, but that's beside the point. We already talked about that. I will make a recommendation for a wrestling match that I told you to watch.
All right.
Watch Dynamite Kid versus Tiger Mask from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I believe it was April of 1983. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Good shit. Really good shit. Now, regardless of that, I've also been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. We won't talk much about it. But I did buy one of your favorite games from last year, Darkscream.
Yeah,
and you know this.
You told me.
AI, the Somnus Files.
I think it's supposed to be pronounced the Somnium Files.
I don't know.
Well, is that game good? Because I hear some really mixed things.
Okay, it was one of my favorite games of 2019. I fucking love it. I don't know where the other mixed things are coming from.
I hear a lot of people complaining about the writing.
The writing gets a little goofy and silly at times, but I think knowing you'll actually appreciate the game's humor.
It's kind of tied to like Danganronpa and Zero Escape, right?
No, it's made from the same guy who made Zero Escape. Danganronpa was another guy, but apparently those two are good friends and they formed their own
Okay.
studio.
Oh no, I was thinking about that because it's a Spike Chunsoft game, isn't it?
It is.
That's why I was thinking that. Okay.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, it's still a Spike Chunsoft game, but yeah, it's a visual novel, mystery murder game. You know, kind of like Snatcher, like a modern day Snatcher meets a little bit of Inception.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really fun. I enjoy.
I
it.
like games like that.
I haven't played it, so I don't know shit. But I got that game. I was also thinking of getting the other visual novel I heard good on Switch, and that's Steins Gate Elite.
Okay, Steins Gate Elite, from what I'm seeing, is just basically a remake of the original Steins Gate visual novel, where all they did was just screen cap the anime, and I fucking hate that.
Oh, that's weird.
I hate that shit. Hate it.
But I heard this one is the whole game's animated though.
No, I don't think the whole game's animated.
No. That's what I've read and been told by people who played it. The whole game's animated.
No, I just think they use some footage of the anime, but not the
No.
whole thing.
They used the full footage of it. I've asked people who played it. That's what I've been told.
That's interesting.
I don't buy the fact that a visual novel that averages in double-digit hours will be nothing but video from start to finish. From what I've seen, it looks like they just screen cap it.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna get it eventually. Steingate Zero is the one that's all screen capped, though.
I don't know. I was in the middle of playing the release on the PlayStation Vita, but I just kind of fell off because I don't know. I'm just kudos for them making a main character that isn't a wimpy, dimpy, wussy pussy shonen boy protagonist.
Or a blank slate.
Or a blank slate, but he still just annoys the hell out of me. Him being a weird, chuny, I'm a mad scientist.
So cool, son of a bitch.
I just
best line in the whole anime, by the way.
I don't know anything about it, so
it's a weird. It's supposed to be a weird time travel plot.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It had some pretty cool advertisements.
I still don't know how
Real
it
life.
works, and I am getting sick and tired of cat-eared maids. You are really making me sick.
What? Why? I don't really pay attention.
There's a character in that.
Yes. A Ferris Nyan.
Yes, her.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the. I don't know. I feel like I enjoyed Steins Gate, but I didn't enjoy it to the extent that a lot of people say who say it's the best anime ever do.
I don't know anything about it. Just I didn't even know it was considered the best anime.
Oh yeah,
ever.
it was getting raves back 10 years ago.
Yeah, in fact, it was one of those shows that triggered the ire of Fullmetal Alchemist fans because it got really close to passing Brotherhood on my anime list.
Good.
So they got angry and started downvoting it, much in the same way they did interspecies reviewers.
Oh, I mean, I don't know anything about Steins Gate, but I would just automatically by default put it over Fullmetal Alchemist because I don't think that's the best series ever. So
I think
I
Fullmetal
tried
Alchemist is
watching
very
it. I couldn't get
good,
into it.
but it's not that.
Darkscream. I couldn't get into it.
Steins Gate or Fullmetal Alchemist?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it either.
That's weird pacing.
I don't like the main character.
I don't know.
With his
I kind of like the main character, honestly.
With his stupid Napoleonic complex.
I don't know.
That joke gets old very fast.
I know, and it pisses me off.
Oh, actually, before I forget something, it actually ties into our main topic, but the other thing I've been doing, I've just been playing a lot of Persona 5 Royal.
Oh.
And last night, I just passed the bad ending.
Ooh.
Well, I have it, and I haven't played a whole lot of it. I need to play more of it.
Hey.
I have hardly played it.
Anyways, is it now a good time to segue? We're about 30 minutes in.
Yeah?
All right. This subject, as from our title, we're talking about bad endings and game overs. The screen of failures. The massive fuck-ups. When I want to see a game over screen, I want to feel it. I want to feel bad for what I've done. For letting myself down, for letting the person I control down. I want to feel the worst of it whenever I see a bad ending, because sometimes shitty endings are just fascinating to look at because, well, they're just like I said, they're a reminder of your failures. And
You want to regret your words and deeds?
yes, yes, indeed.
I got one for you. Classic. Ninja Gaiden arcade.
Ooh, that's the
Okay.
one with the him tied to a conveyor belt.
No, not a conveyor belt, but he's tied,
Oh, okay.
and there's a fucking saw blade coming down. Oh, okay. I'll give you 3 of them that were like that. Are video games from that era. That one, and then of course there was Final Fight where you're
Yep,
tied
yep.
up, and there's the fucking dynamite, and then there's the little known Conquest of Crystal Palace for NES, which is a favorite of mine. And if you game over in that game, the main character is tied up, right? And he's hanging there, and the water's rising. And if you don't press start in time, well, then there it is. But however, it's an NES game, right? What did you have, Darkscream, back in NES when you didn't have quarters? Limited continues.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a point when they forced you to watch the poor bastard get drowned if you use up all your credits.
Ouch.
There you go.
Uh,
Cruelty, huh?
My I guess the earliest like game over screen I can remember that kind of stuck with me, because even though I did grow up with the NES, most game over screens I have though were just like black screen with white text with game over and a little sad jingle like Mario's and the TMNT arcade game. But I think one of the earliest ones that stuck with me was Donkey Kong Country. The game over screen had like Donkey and Diddy just like looking all bruised, battered, and beaten. If you were out of continues, like it felt pretty brutal, and that was actually sad because that was a game I would play with my brother all the time. And yeah, we failed, and we hit that screen, man. Ugh,
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Donkey Kong Country, huh?
Yep.
So the one that stuck with me at a pretty young age was the quit screen for Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah, that they had a whole cutscene for that one.
Yeah. It's like, hey, here's what happens when you fail. Your little sister gets all of her cuteness drained out and is now a horrible goblin. Live with your decision, child.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you never seen that?
I've never been into Banjo-Kazooie, so I've never seen.
Oh,
Although it does have Hot Gruntilda in it, which softens the blow a bit.
see, that's like Gruntilda's like motivation. She kidnaps Banjo's sister in order to make herself more pretty, and
Yeah.
that's what
Oh, yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
So that's the whole
and then-
plot.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
You pretty much rescue your sister from an evil asshole witch.
That wants to be
Gruntilda's
hot.
one of my favorite villains
Yep.
ever.
Speaking of rare games, might as well talk about 2 more rare titles because I actually do like their game.
Rare had really good game overs and like bad endings.
The Donkey Kong 64 was very similar, where King K.
Oh
Rool
yeah,
had
it
like
blows
a
up your island.
yeah. Here's the thing: you never see it. The game over screen would just like fade
charging.
out while it's charging. And I
Yep.
love the fact that it's practically his ultimate smash attack in Smash.
Yep, that's a great part. I think my favorite little tidbit in that smash attack is that if you look at the top of DK Mountain, you see the character he's aiming at, like just standing there and getting obliterated.
Nice.
It's so dumb looking.
I guess you wouldn't call this a game over screen, but it is a screen of defeat and loss. But and this is a twofer: Perfect Dark and GoldenEye. Now Perfect Dark. When you get shot and killed, the screen immediately goes red, and then you see your character just fall, Joanna Dark, just fall over, die. If you go to the Cutting Room Floor website, tcrf.net, which is a fun little website if you want to go into a rabbit hole of games that have like unused assets and all that shit. They actually had like an alternate jingle for the game over screen, and it just sounded way darker and creepier. I don't know if I have time to pull it up right now, but I was kind of disappointed they didn't use that one. But the reason why I want to talk about GoldenEye next, even though that game came out earlier, is because that one was still a little bit better than Perfect Darks, in which you get shot and killed, and then it does the iconic blood
coming down the screen.
Yeah, but it's on fucking James Bond this time, not the person trying to shoot Bond. And then they play a triple replay of James Bond just keeling over and dying.
Yeah,
Like
Jesus.
3 times in 3 different camera angles.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, but the funny thing is, they don't play it like a replay. They just show the animation over and over again, but everything in the background still moves in real time.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so silly weird. It's supposed to give you the illusion of a triple replay, but you could see through that quickly if you a little thing or two about game
We're
design.
not rewinding these models. Play it. You play the animation 3 times.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I want to.
Resident Evil, You Are Dead. Remember, they show your corpse.
Yep. You Are Dead is very good.
Resident Evil 2's to me is the best one of that example. Because, especially if you get killed by a zombie, because instead of just showing the corpse immediately, it like fades to white, then it shows the zombie attacking, biting your freaking neck off, and then the character gives out a screaming death, Leon or Claire, with blood splattering on the screen. Then says you are dead, as the camera just slowly zooms out while the zombie continues to munch on you, while other zombies might actually come after your corpse as well. That shit was creepy and disturbing.
I really enjoy if you're like killed by an enemy, that the enemy will actually interact with your body.
Yeah, I do like those.
Didn't Quake do that, or am I misremembering?
I can't remember.
Yeah, but for example, I definitely know happened. The one thing I'll say that Doom 2016 definitely has over Eternal is that the enemies will have like a kill animation on you.
A glory kill on you.
Yeah, like
I
all
like
the
that.
enemies that kill you, glory kill you.
I like that. I'm still. That being said, I'm still glad that Doom Eternal, if you fall into lava, he still does the Terminator nod.
Yep. Which like you can't not do that. That's too awesome.
Yeah.
Do you remember Cadillac and Dinosaurs, where you get shot in the...
I was just gonna bring that up.
Tell me, Magus, what's this one about?
Okay, so you've heard of the game Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, right?
I heard about, but I never played it or seen any gameplay or anything.
Okay, it's a great Capcom beat 'em up. It's really worth checking out. It's from the golden era of beat 'em ups by Capcom, like Dungeons and Dragons and all that. And in the game over screen, if you don't continue, the guy will shoot you, and the bad guy will shoot you in the face.
Damn.
Several times.
Several times.
Damn, that's pretty.
From a
brutal.
first-person perspective.
Is like this gangster like holding a gun at you, and it's like, this will teach you to cross me, and then when it hits 0, he shoots you several times, and little blood splotches appear on the screen when he does.
The one game over screen I have yet to see, even though I wish I did, it's Double Dragon Neon. Because in Double Dragon Neon, like, they have the countdown screen, right? But it shows Billy tied up, and Skullmageddon's right there, who is the Skeletor parody in that game. Double Dragon Neon, I've said it before, I'll say this game. Great game, pick it up on Steam if you can. It is a lovely beat 'em up. Way Forward outdid themselves again with that game. But here's the thing. He's holding his fingers up like a fucking Three Stooges member trying to poke his eyes out. And I was like, what would have happened if the countdown went to 0 there? I never saw it. And if someone did see it, please tell me in the comments section. Because I would start a new game over. And then when you do press start and you do start all over, Jimmy like intervenes. He comes in to save his day and he manages to block the eye poke. It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh shit.
I just thought that was weird and silly. Let's talk about some memorable game over music.
Oh yes, sorry about that. I just got a phone call, so I had to mute for a second.
Right, that's fine. Has anyone played Sonic CD?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I actually haven't. Go on.
So Sonic CD has 2 different soundtracks, depending if you're the European Japanese version or the US version. The US version, for some fucked up reason, decided to get extra creepy with not only their boss music with Dr. Robotnik, but with the Game Over screen music. I don't know if you can mute yourself for this one, Jason. If you could just look it up real quick, but just look up Sonic CD Game Over music US version specifically, and just listen to that and tell me, does that fucking belong in a Sonic game at all? Because it sounds like it belongs in a fucking slasher horror film. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, pause the video and I implore you all to do the same so we can get back here.
Jesus!
Told ya. Like, what the fuck?
What? What? That sounds like it's something out of Faith, that weird like Atari looking game that came out a little bit ago that has all those digitized voices.
This sounds like a fucking like substitute for the Psycho music. Alfred Hitchcock Psycho.
You know what? Kind of similar is it sounds a bit like the Underwear music from Super Paper Mario.
Damn.
Which Super Paper Mario had oddly dark themes in it.
I you know what that reminds me of with the horror movie thing? The Friday the 13th Game Over screen.
Oh yeah.
You have died. Your friend has died.
All Game Over screens.
You and your friends have all died.
It's very simple but fucked up.
Yeah,
I know, man. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember the Nerds parody of it because that shit was funny.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
I gotta find it too.
Yeah, cause he actually put it as the Game Over in the it's actually in the AVGN game. Yeah, you're dead, your friends are dead, your family's dead, your fucking pets are being skinned alive, your mom's a fucking whore, you suck at life, the whole world hates you, you're going to hell, live with it. Game over.
Oh shit.
That's great, man. That is
That live with it is so good.
live with it. Yes. Okay.
Friday the 13th on the Commodore 64 actually shows your head getting cleaved in.
Yeah, that part's terrifying because it's so loud.
Okay, I gotta look that one up. Hold on.
No, I think that oh crap, what's his name? Jim Sterling did a video on that where he was talking about how like games have gotten less scary as they've gotten more realistic because like old school horror games were terrifying for that reason.
Huh. Yeah, I have been looking at older games and I realized, man, they were dark and disturbing and pushing the envelope more than modern day shit.
I think it's because they're more surreal and the sounds are more inhuman, so it's extra bad. Like, Sinistar is scarier than most, like, survival horror enemies I've seen. And all he is like an angry skull flying through space yelling, "I hunger, coward, run."
Oh, shit.
Coward. Oh, yeah.
Run!
Oh yeah, Splatterhouse was also a
Yo,
surreal as fuck
Splatterhouse.
game, and I'm like, wow, how come this game didn't get like on Congress's crosshairs at the time?
I think it came a little after. Wait.
No, it came out.
Came before. It came way before.
You're right, yeah, it was way
1987.
before.
This makes Night Trap look sissy in comparison.
I think it's because Splatterhouse is noticeably cartoony, and the reason that Congress came down on Night Trap and Mortal Kombat is because they were using digitized actors or full motion video.
Don't forget they also went after Racers, which also used full motion video. So there you go.
They went after what? You mute out.
Lethal Enforcers.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Konami gun game, light gun game.
yeah,
That makes sense.
I played it. I played Lethal Enforcers back in the day.
Actually,
a bad ending I want to talk about when I was a kid that fucking pierced my soul. I don't know if I talked about this before or not, but Kirby 64.
Oh,
you know what? Yeah, I agree.
Why? It looked like a normal happy ending up until like
Evil
the last second where one of the characters gives you the player a fucking evil eye death stare and then just cuts to the credits. And I was playing that like at fucking 1 a.m, late at night. Fucking just ran a chill down my spine. It runs
a chill down your spine even harder, fighting the true final boss.
And Kirby goes into some weird Eldritch shit at times.
Oh no, it is. Have you ever seen the artwork made by Kirby's main art designer?
No, why?
He draws Eldritch stuff.
It's a game about
all of his work looks like Lovecraft.
It's a game about a pink puffball who just likes to snack on food.
No, remember, Kirby is this hyper-strong random baby who, if you get on his bad side, he'll blow up your whole planet.
I got one.
Oh, okay.
Majora's Mask.
Oh, the moon crash?
Yep.
Oh,
the
yep.
moon crash. Yep. Whether you like that, I know that game's pretty divided, but whether you like it or not, you gotta say that game over screen.
I feel like even people who don't like it admit like they understand why people love it so much.
No, it's very divisive.
Really?
Yes, it's
Like
very
Zelda.
divisive. Yep. It's one of the most divisive Zelda games because it's not conventional. There's a lot of people who don't like it for that simple reason. Oh, and then you see your little Link get wiped out by pretty much a nuclear explosion.
You know what? That freaked me out when I was a kid. I got that ending once, and like for years, I was afraid to ever get it again because the first time I got it, I wasn't able to save. So it started over. I'm like, oh, does that mean it just erases my save data? I'm not going to do that again.
Going back to Night Trap, there are a couple bad endings, obviously, if one of the girls gets captured by the augurs or the vampire family. But there was this hilarious bad ending that's a joke ending, where if you capture everyone, Dana Plato, like, gives you a congratulatory speech and whatever, and then she walks down the second hallway, and there's a part where she walks over to where you can trigger a trap, and then she says, nah, you wouldn't. But if you did, you can actually trap her and get her killed, and it's the funniest fucking thing ever.
Before we move on and before like I forget about it, how many of you know about Kung Fu?
I do.
Okay.
I don't.
Kung Fu is this weird game for the Amiga that looks like it was made with clip art, but it's just a cutesy platform where you play as a kangaroo, and this is the game over screen. I'm gonna post it in the chat.
Okay. Let's see what it is. Kung Fu?
Yeah, I'm curious.
What the fuck?
And a real life photo of a kangaroo corpse.
Jesus.
But then meanwhile, the game is like this weird, like, dumb cutesy thing where, like, one second, I'm just gonna bring up, like, an image of the game. But it looks kind of like, one of those weird shmups that uses, like, kind of like Monty Python animation. Actually, come think of this game is kind of nightmarish in a way. I'm looking at random screenshots, like, past the certain points in the game.
Hey, what's another good? What's another good game over screen?
Yeah.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yep.
That's a one that will creep you the fuck out.
That's a good one.
Like,
that's a good one.
Alucard dies, the screen melts. You see like this wasteland area with the castle in the background, and then you hear the voice, "Game over," to that creepy piano organ music, or was it organ music? To that creepy music. Wow, that was spine chilling.
Oh, a really
what about Final Fantasy VII, where the reel breaks?
Oh yeah. I actually understood why they showed that game over screen because I remember advertisements for Final Fantasy VII being sold like it's a cinematic experience.
Yep.
And I'm actually partially disappointed. That's like one of the minor nitpicks I have, that I'm disappointed that didn't get carried over to the remake.
That is surprising.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
I would actually like to see that. I mean, you could still take me to the screen where retry from last battle, a checkpoint, whatever, but you could still shown that somehow. Let's see.
A really good RPG one, I will say, a poignant one that I post all the time is The Future Refused to Change from Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
Ooh.
And there's one I looked up because it's one that very few people have seen, is Okami.
Yeah, I've seen Okami.
Yeah, because so there's a system for people who don't know that Okami, it's actually really hard to die in Okami because you have this random like bag of fruit that when you fill it up, it's an extra life. But as you go through the game, they give you so many free refills on it that you have like 12 lives per like situation.
Yep.
but the actual game over screen is
Oh, you muted out.
statue loading.
Wait, Jason, start from the beginning?
Oh, and I cut out?
Yeah, you did. So the game over
I'm
screen
sorry.
is...
Oh, the game over screen for Okami, it's really hard to die in the game because you have like this refillable life pouch. And when Amaterasu dies, she turns back into her statue form and then explodes.
Damn.
Damn, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what game actually had some real motherfucker of bad endings? There's two of them.
Okay.
What?
Spider-Man versus the Kingpin on Sega CD.
Oh yeah.
The
I know
Carnage
exactly
one?
what.
Or...
No.
I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about. I know exactly what the fuck you're talking
That
about.
being said, Maximum Carnage's Game Over music is pretty awesome. But actually, the soundtrack to that whole fucking game is great. But in Spider-Man versus the Kingpin, the Spider-Man has to stop Kingpin from nuking New York, so he gathers keys by beating up all the other iconic villains, blah, blah, blah. You get to the Kingpin, and he has Mary Jane tied in a very cliche into a pit of acid. Now, there are two endings. If you do not stop the Kingpin in time, Mary Jane will fucking get dipped into the acid, and she fucking dies. So, the ending is, he was able to stop Kingpin and save the day, but Mary Jane's fucking dead.
And it's a big, lengthy motherfucking thing.
Yeah, it was like a 1 minute cutscene where Kingpin is just basically laughing his ass off that he couldn't save the girl. And Spider-Man's like, you'll pay for this! And he just looks all depressed afterwards.
Speaking of Spider-Man, I think it's in the Spider-Man 3 game. There's a lot of QTEs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is the funniest things I've ever seen.
The one where if you fail to web at this one point, he just falls face flat, and
Yep.
this woman goes,
That's what I just said to you.
die.
I'm gonna die! Boom!
Why even have a QTE for that?
Oh, okay, so it's like a 17-second video that I recommend everybody listening look up, but it's just called Spider-Man, but just type in Spider-Man QTE fail, and it's just Spider-Man falling flat on his face, and then the building exploding.
All right, so
What?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we're running low on time, so.
Wait, hold on. The second bad ending I want to cover is for Spider-Man versus Kingpin is if the Kingpin kicks your ass, he just ties you up with Mary Jane, and he just fucking laughs his ass off and kills you both. It was also just as fucked up. But I still have one more set of bad endings I want to talk about. Just one more for you.
Okay.
Corpse Party. The original
Oh,
Corpse Party.
Yeah.
It's a
what
chapter
you're
by
talking
chapter
about.
basis game, and you can fuck up on each of the chapter and get what they call wrong endings. Because if they called them bad endings, it would imply that they're good endings in the game. But this is Corpse Party. There is no good ending at all. There's just bad routes. But the thing I really do like, they do put effort into these wrong endings, because you do see some of the absolute worst. Like, you do see a character get cut in half in her little, like, Super NES sprite form. You see like, they even actually drew illustrated art of characters' fuck-ups and deaths and stuff. So it was like a weird, creepy reward system for it. But I did like the effort they put into these routes. And unfortunately, that effort was not carried over to Blood Drive, which I've complained about in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm gonna try it. All
right. But oh yeah, and we didn't talk about Sega Rally yet. Why the fuck are we excited? Why the fuck is the announcer so excited for you to get a game over like that?
Because they keep your fucking quarters and you put more quarters in.
Game over, yeah!
Yeah!
Yeah, boy!
I remember that. I remember in our YouTube past, Darkscream used to use that a lot.
All
It's such a
of
good
us in
sound
our group did. It's such a good sound clip, and yeah, fuck it, I'm using it for the intro because it's so good.
Game over, yeah.
Game over.
Actually, what I want to talk about a little bit is Dark Souls and its weird canon game overs.
Like, what happened in those?
Well, no. What it does is in Dark Souls, every time you die, that is something that happened, and your body will respawn at the bonfire. But like everyone, like who didn't die, like knows that you died.
Damn.
And
Oh
it's kind
shit!
of that way. Like there's a boss you have to defeat by dying to it, and then he forces you to respawn at a bonfire in his prison.
Wow.
So so you only have to die once in Dark Souls unless you do a skip, which you can totally do pretty easily for that boss. But I think it's kind of interesting that some bosses will taunt you when you come back, like, and have different dialogue because you died to them.
Oh, kind of like what Sans would do to you in the genocide ending of Undertale.
Yeah, but
Yep.
the logic of Dark Souls that once you become an undead, once you die, your body will just reform at the nearest bonfire. And that's why it was so hard to get rid of the undead and why they turned to imprisoning them in ways where they couldn't kill themselves, because the second an undead kills himself, they just teleport away.
Damn. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we need to wrap this up, guys.
Probably.
All right. Anyways, you can find. I will post a link to our Discord group, which is the Magus X1 Discord. Name is a work in progress. And you can find Magus's channel, youtube.com/MagusX1. You can find Sir Squiggleton on his YouTube channel. The latest thing you still put out was that Interspecies Reviewers review.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I'm actually really proud of that one.
You can find me where I'm at, where I upload this stuff. I also have a Twitter for small updates. I don't like to use it a lot because, boy, Twitter is dumb. But later this evening, I will do a Weeb and Gaming stream of Sakura Wars, which is an actual Weeb game for once. Earlier, we were actually playing like mainstream titles like Doom and Final Fantasy VII. Nothing wrong with that, but kind of want to keep a little truth to the advertising and actually play some goofy Weeb shit. And Sakura Wars was one of the Weeby games that introduced dating sim mechanics in RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of started that trend. And
For better or worse.
And I haven't played the game, so hopefully I'll enjoy it, or I might fucking hate it. Who knows? So with that, guys, this is Darkscream signing out.
And with that, guys, Magus out.
Sir Squiggleton signing out.
Take care, everybody.
Ha 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 ha!